We're here to answer one question and one question only. Is this the best diving in the world? Verdict? Definitely not. We're going diving. I'm going to be doing 2 dives today, theoretically. I'm not sure what we're going to see, but primary objective is of course going to be a sea turtle. If we can see one of those magical beings, it'll all be worth it. If not, it'll be a complete waste of time.
Can't you see? Sand in your feet, feel the breeze in the summertime. Stars in the sky, one dime for a first time. Moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see?
Alright folks, we got our gear, we're loaded up, let's hit it.
Sand in your feet, feel the breeze in the summertime. Stars in the sky, one dime for a first time. Moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? We'll drink honey by the ocean, it's our favorite potion. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah.
Alright folks, let's hit it.
Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. And we moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. Get off your seat, clap your hands to the beat. Grab your champagne glass tonight. We toast to freedom in the Caribbean, yeah. In the Caribbean, yeah. Dan, 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 smoke, smoke, smoke. Fire it up, let our lanterns paint the night sky red. Paint the night sky red, yeah, yeah. We'll drink honey by the ocean, it's our favorite potion. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. We're moving away to the sea. Moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight.
Just got back from our 2 dives, which were awesome. But before we get into the dives, can we talk about something? I have no idea how people actually do this whole video thing without feeling super awkward videoing in front of other people. Literally just those 2 lines on the boat, I felt so weird. And literally all my videos, when I'm walking around, I gotta wait like 10 minutes until I find some open spot where there's nobody around. Or if I'm forced to film myself while I'm talking in front of a group of people, I just have to muster the courage of like 1,000 warriors and then just start talking, because it's super weird. Like, I don't know if any of you have tried this, but literally if you haven't, grab a camera, go stand where there's just a group of people and just start filming and talking to your camera. And if you don't feel like a complete weirdo, shoot me a message and let me know what your secret is, because I feel super awkward every time I do this. But hey, that's the sacrifice we have to make, right? But just talk about that first question. So, you know, for example, on the boat, everyone was like, oh, so what's the question that you're answering?
Answering what?
You'll have to find out. And I didn't have the heart to tell them that I was answering, is this the best diving in the world? Because one, I didn't want them to think that I actually thought that that might be the best diving in the world, because that'd be ridiculous, and I didn't want them to think I was an idiot. And two, I didn't want them to feel bad thinking that I was disappointed to dive because I wasn't. You know, objectively, yes, that spot is not going to be the best dive spot in the world in terms of, you know, the diversity of the wildlife or the coral or anything like that. But it doesn't mean it's not an awesome dive either way. So dive number one, went to the spot called the Caverns. That's Kauai's most popular dive spot. It was really cool because it has these caverns, hence the name, where you can swim through and dive through, and that's just really awesome. Plus we saw like 4 different sea turtles, saw some really huge ones too, had a very magical experience where one kind of swam up to me. And like I was just minding my own business, hanging out, and I turned and he's like literally 2-3 feet away, and he looks at me and we lock eye contact for a second, and then like all time just froze. And then he did one of those little bows, you know, in Harry Potter where like the hippogriff, you got to look at the hippogriff and lock eye contact, and then he bows, and that means you can like touch him or ride him, whatever it is, which was basically what the sea turtle did. You know, we locked eye contact and he looked at me for a second, and then he like bowed and gave me permission to like continue on with my life. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, the visibility was not great. It was pretty murky out there because it's been raining pretty much nonstop for the last week. And so you have a lot of silt and mud just kind of washing into the ocean. So unfortunately, the viz wasn't all that great, but it was cool either way. On the second dive, we went to this place called, I don't remember what it's called, doesn't matter, who cares what it's called. But we went to the second place, and visibility was a whole lot better actually, which is unfortunate because the GoPro battery died, meaning I have 0 footage from that spot. But just imagine the first place and then just imagine a little bit better visibility, and that's essentially the same thing. But got to see a couple more sea turtles, and also got to see an octopus, which again, you don't really get to see those every day, so that is awesome. So again, looking at the dive as a whole, definitely an awesome experience. Was it the best diving in the world? Of course not. That's a stupid question to even ask in the first place. But that doesn't mean you still can't have a great time. Doesn't mean you can't see some awesome wildlife. I certainly did. And again, going into this whole thing, the primary objective of the dive was really just to see some sea turtles. And we saw like 4, 5, or 6 of them. So, you know, mission accomplished if you ask me. But I had a good time. Hope you had a good time. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, guys, venture on. One last thing, huge shout out to the Kauai Down Under dive team. You guys are awesome. Thanks for a great experience. Keep it real. See you later.